Hyundai.
This is the final process.
This is all right.
I'll tell you what, all the cars in this area look really great.
Now, what happened to this car?
It had some damage on the quarter panel. We had to repair the quarter panel, refinish it, and blend the paint on the door.
Well, you can't even tell it.
No, it looks great.
You know, the nice thing about detailing the car out, once you give it to a customer, it looks like it just came off the showroom floor. It's really worth it, isn't it?
It's a tough way to get a free car wash, but we're glad to do it.
I'll bet it is. Hey, David, thank you so much for showing us around.
Great to have you.
Yeah, great
Thank
place.
you.
Yeah, we'll call you back later on that Corolla.
Yeah,
and see
let
how
me
it
know.
goes. All right. Hey, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to show you some new products, so stay with us.
And you got a great crew here, boy, I'll tell you what.
Lap belts and shoulder belts became standard equipment in new cars in 1968.
Who's going to be our next couple? Let's bougie! And tonight's winner gets dinner on the house!
Here in the Outback, nothing brings out our hunger to compete like a juicy steak and a bloomin' onion. At Outback Steakhouse, we know nothing starts an evening off on the right foot like a great steak. Outback Steakhouse. No rules, just right.
Every so often, something comes along so good, it's almost evil. Something that can't be explained, but only embraced. The Outlaw Performance Fuel Additives. The Outlaw. The additive with attitude.
Even at 35 degrees below zero, nothing outperforms Mobil 1. Mobil 1 0W30. Superior protection when you start your car.
Every American Standard air conditioner must endure literally hundreds of inspections before being permitted to leave the factory. And if any little thing is less than perfect, well, we have ways of dealing with troublemakers. Built to a higher standard, American Standard air conditioning.
The 2.5-mile Daytona International Speedway goes under the lights. Find out what effect it will have on the racing in a special Pepsi 400 preview. July 3rd at 8 p.m. Eastern on TNN Motorsports.
Hey, welcome back to Shade Tree Mechanic. Well, guess what? I solved that age-old problem that all of us have that have more cars than space, and that is storage. What I have here is this is the Eagle SS7000 car storage and service lift. And you can see I got a Corvette mounted here on the top. You raise it up, and you can store another vehicle underneath it. But the nice thing about it is it comes with a full array of options with it as well. You can put drip pans underneath it. It's got a plate you can put under there to completely enclose it. It's got a sliding jack tray so that you can jack the car up while it's on the lift so you can change the wheels or do brake work or whatever. The thing I like about it, though, best is right here. That's these casters right here. These are optional. They're mounted on the lift. So when you drop the lift down, it'll actually raise it up, and then you can slide this around wherever you need it. Only takes a couple of guys about a couple hours to put it together. Costs a little over $3,100, and this is from Eagle Equipment out of Norton, Mass.
Nice lift, isn't it?
It sure is.
Well, here, I got something with your name on it for you, buddy.
Hey, oh, that's a nice touch.
Absolutely. What I have here is the mechanic's cap. And this is a hands-free lighting cap. Got a little lens in it. You just pop it down, it lights up. When you're working under the lift, gives you plenty of light. Wear this on your head, obviously. And look in the back here.
It's got padding back here.
It's fully padded in the back, so when you pop your head on the back of the lift, it really protects you. You know about that.
Yeah, I got the marks to prove that, too.
Absolutely. One other feature is the brim. The front of it here is very, very shallow. It's not way out there. And, of course, that lets the light shine and, of course, gives you good visibility.
Yeah, it looks like it's got a nice little sweatband in here, too. So this is a pretty nice item.
Right. This is from Schweitzer Specialties. They're out of Camp Verde, Arizona, $21.95. Nice little product.
It sure is.
Hold that for me. Now, belts. We're always looking for a good belt. This is the belt. This is the Gator back. It's from Goodyear. It's a V-belt. They make these for light trucks and car applications, and it's pretty neat. It's got a helicog tooth design, which increases flexibility.
It's a new design.
Absolutely, brand new design. That reduces heat, and of course, it keeps the belt life. It makes it have long life. All right, also, it's got a fiber-loaded rubber in here, and what that does is that reduces that irritating pulley noise, especially if they're pulleys are misaligned.
Exactly.
From the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company, Lincoln, Nebraska. They got a lifetime warranty, and they're officially licensed by NASCAR.
It's all right. Well, you get an idea of what it takes to repair a car that's been in an accident. You can see there's a lot involved nowadays.
That's right. Make sure your shop has got a frame machine. They'll never get a unibody car right.
You got that right. Well, once again, we've run out of time, but we'll see you again next time here on Shade Tree Mechanic.
Bye-bye. All right, now, where are we going to put this?
We can put this anywhere we want, Sam.
Over there would be nice.
If you would like more information about the products seen on today's show, call 1-800-682-TREE. If you'd like to order a video cassette of this episode, call 1-800-682-TREE or write to the address on your screen. Please refer to the offer number shown.
Look, there's some rust right here. We got some framework. Yeah. Well, this is really a nice. You know what I want? Wouldn't they do paint this with a roller?
You know what? I'd like to get that jack, that slightly.
I was into all that extreme stuff when I was your age. Just didn't have a fancy name for it. Because I never had a Subaru Outback Sport either.
Too bad, Uncle. This beauty's got a ton of cargo space. Full-time all-wheel drive, more horsepower than a RAV4. Never did that, I'll bet.
Sure we did. But what's the rope for?
Outback Sport, part of the Outback family from Subaru.
Even at 475 degrees, nothing outperforms Mobil 1. Mobil 1 0W30. Superior protection when you start your car.
Introducing a revolution in car wax. New Bullet Wax from Prestone. The first high-gloss car wax in its own pre-filled, trigger-release applicator. In a side-by-side comparison, Prestone Bullet Wax went on twice as fast as conventional wax. You get more coverage with less effort and a showroom shine in half the time. Join the revolution in the Prestone zone. Get new Bullet Wax, because nothing outshines a speeding bullet.
If you ask us, it just tastes better.
Welcome back, everybody. Live here at Pocono International Raceway. Good news. After 1 hour, 11 minutes, and 1 second of a rain delay, the cars have just now rolled from their parking spots on the main stretch, and we are closing in on the resumption of the Pocono 500. Eli Gold, Buddy Baker, Dick Bergman, Glenn Jarrett, Steve Burns, Matt Yoakum. And that is the crew on hand here, having outwaited the rain delay. And we are back to work here at the Poconos. Jeff Gordon is the race leader. Dale Jarrett second. Jeremy Mayfield third. Jeff Burton is fourth, and Mark Martin fifth. There's Ernie Irvin, having just gotten the Skittles machine pushed off pit road. Remember, before we broke away, we told you that he had major transmission problems.
So that's the only way he could get going. He can't put his clutch down to the floor and start the engine. He's got to put the thing in gear. They push him off, turn on the ignition.
Now, bringing you back up to speed after you enjoyed Shade Tree Mechanic. That's where everybody is running right now. You can pick out your favorite as they work their way around to further try the racetrack after the rain delay. We've had 2 cautions. One was on lap number 6 when Ken Schrader was touched by Earnhardt and put into the wall. And then Joe Nemechek began smoking heavily. The car did at lap number 33. And then before the cleanup from his problem wrapped up, the rains came. And you are up to speed, all told. So there you see where everybody is. And the 2 last retirees there, well, the last 2 on the rundown, Rusty Wallace out for the day, engine failure, and Ken Schrader gone for the day after the accident of lap number 6.
Well, they're going to take some laps now, but you can be assured that there are going to be a lot of people, maybe all the people are going to go into the pits once we get close to a green flag, put fuel in these cars.
So he told you during the rain delay that the Nemechek crew was going to work on their car some more. Steve Burns, they obviously couldn't work during the red flag period. Where are they now?
Well, Eli, most of them are underneath the Bell South car here of Joe Nemechek. There's no shortage of 3-4 sets of legs underneath the car. A brand new Jericho transmission is going to be put in underneath Nemechek's car to hopefully get him back out on the racetrack. But Eli, as you said, during the red flag period, they were not allowed to touch the car, sitting helplessly by, but now they're swarming underneath the car to get Joe back out on the racetrack.
Ricky Rudd's bunch has his car in right now. There you see Bill Engel and the boys. Also, Terry Labonte has pitted. So has Rich Bickle. Derek Kolf has been in. Jeff Bodine making a pit stop. We're back in a moment.
As you may have read on the internet, in a national tasting of regular and ice beers, brewmasters and beer experts named Old Milwaukee the best tasting beer in America. And this just in. Old Milwaukee Light has won the gold medal for best tasting light beer, beating every other major light beer for taste. Judge for yourself. Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light, America's best tasting beers.
At Pep Boys, get any 4 of our 35,000-mile all-season steel-belted tires at an incredible low $99. That's right, any size, any 4 35,000-mile tires, just $99. Or double your mileage with a full set of 4 70,000-mile tires for just $169. That's any size, any 4 70,000-mile tires in stock for just $169. Your choice, 4 35,000-mile tires for $99 or 4 70,000-mile tires for $169. Pep Boys, everything but gas.
All across the country, from small communities to big cities. By building on the success of local independent businesses, Citgo has grown surprisingly big. In fact, Citgo now has over 14,500 locations to serve you nationwide. That's more locations than any other company of any kind in America. Surprised? Don't be. Citgo, when it counts.
This is joy. This is frustration. This is pride. This is humility. This is a sport that's about more than just winning or losing. In fact, it's a sport that's not so much about cars as it is about people. This is racing. This is NASCAR.
Tuesday on TNN's Primetime Country. 3 little words would be fine. Here's 3 little words for you. Billy Ray Cyrus. He's come a long way since the Achy Breaky days. A new album, a new look, but the same heart of gold. Billy Ray Cyrus takes Primetime Country by storm with host Gary Chapman. Tuesday night at 9 Eastern on TNN.
Welcome back, everybody, as we ride around this Pocono International Raceway with Kyle Petty right now. He, along with everybody else, closing in on the restart after a lengthy red flag because of rain. There's Chad Little, who's had himself a pretty good start to this day. Jerry Nadeau having just pitted moments ago at lap number 44. There are still some rain showers, as you can see right there through the Chad Bodine windshield out off behind turn number 3. So not being a meteorologist, I don't know if we're out of the woods or not, but there's certainly rain showers in the area. At least the track is dry for now. Jeff Burton running in 4th place for Jack Roush, who again we want to thank for coming by and visiting with us during the rain delay a short while ago. Rich Bickle. Tall guy, kind of like yourself, but I remember when they first downsized these race cars and watching the taller guys kind of fold themselves in.
Let me tell everybody, though, he's not that close to the roof. That is actually the mirror that runs right there. He's not that close to the top of the car. That's the mirror that hangs down right near the front part of the roll cage there.
From Edgerton, Wisconsin, we appreciate the update there. There's Bobby Labonte. He's made some pit stops. Finds himself in 31st right now. And Mark Martin, who is still looking for his first ever Pocono win. He is 5th on the leaderboard at this moment.
How close he sits to that steering wheel. Right on it.
Rich Bickle has come down pit road now to make a stop here at lap number 45. So he is in. Steve Grissom is in. Lake Speed made a stop. There's Rich Bickle now coming down to the attention of the number 98 crew.
They're going inside there.
Yeah. Well, he had some sort of a piece of wire in his hand in that in-car shot. I wonder if they've got some sort of an ignition problem, electrical problem inside the car.
And that one crew member climbed right in. I don't know if we can see what they're doing.
Under the dash.
Yeah, under the dash.
Yeah, and there's the wire that he had.
You're right. He was holding that red wire in his hand. Good eyes. Good spot on that.
You can see he's removed the steering wheel right in that. I was trying to use the telestrator. Did not work just then. But anyway, he has the steering wheel off the column there in his lap, so the guy has room to work and replace that wire.
Meanwhile, they've also worked on Ricky Rudd's machine, particularly on the front end of the Tide car. You see all that tape there? Matt, what'd they do?
Well, Eli, the problem, when it started raining, the tape on the front grille got wet and started to come off, so Bill Engel had to bring Ricky Rudd in to put new duct tape over the front grille. It had started to mess up the handling of the car and mess up the front downforce of that Ford Taurus.
We are just about a lap and a half away from going green, so why don't we break away and take care of some business? When we come back, the Pocono 500 will resume after a lengthy rain delay.
This NASCAR 50th anniversary moment is brought to you by Texaco.
Two-time Winston Cup champion Ned Jarrett races in his last NASCAR event. Having already announced his retirement, Jarrett would take the checkered flag at Rockingham in 3rd place. Gentleman Ned ended his career with 50 victories, many of them on dirt, in 351 starts.
Michael came onto the scene in Indy cars as a winner. I'm very proud of the fact that he's carrying on the Andretti name. I'll never forget the first really competitive pass that he did on me. We banged wheels a little bit, and he was gone. Adios, Dada.
The Andrettis rely on the same Texaco Haviland Formula 3 motor oil you can buy right off the shelf.
That's my boy.
And for your cooling system, get Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze from Texaco.
It is designed for power, engineered for the corners, and made to bring you to your feet. This is the White Track Grand Prix, selected the official pace car for NASCAR's 50th anniversary season. Whiter is better.
How does it look? I'm not going to lie to you. It doesn't look good. You got a broken crankshaft, a stuck valve, and a tremendous buildup of gunk.
I should have used a Fram oil filter. Nothing stops more dirt and engine-damaging particles better than America's #1 brand of filter. I guess I'm paying for it now.
Try and be strong. Fram oil filters. Pay a little more now, or pay a lot later.
Welcome back, everybody. We are set to go racing. You still see those storms out there to the top left of your screen. We are not really necessarily out of the woods, but the track is dry. There's Rich Bickle. Glenn, what did they change when he came down pit road?
Eli, they were working on the brake bias. That's the adjuster to give it either more or less front and rear brakes, and it wasn't working properly. Rick was trying to adjust it to
to make the car handle a little better. Or I said Rick, I meant Rich, but he was trying. He said it wasn't working, so they took that opportunity to come in and fix that for him. We'll get ready to go green.
We are, as Mr. Pickles settles back in line on the lead lap in 40th spot. And green flag after a lengthy delay for rain. Jeff Gordon is the race leader. And there's the Pocono we're used to seeing as they flare out.
4 and 5 wide down the biggest straightaway in all of racing here. See Jeff Gordon trying to hold Dale Jarrett off, and Jeremy Mayfield making it 3 wide as they were in the center part of the corner. Jeremy Mayfield's car is a rocket ship off the corners.
Has been all day. Led lap 5 through 27. There he goes for second place. To the tunnel turn. He's got it cleanly.
Jeff Burton now moving in on Dale Jarrett. I think Jarrett's car is a lot better on long runs, but on restarts when everything's cool, his car does not seem to have the advantage it has after the racetrack and the surface gets slick.
See the rumble strip there to the left of the car that got put in here a few years ago. They run so low in the turns that some of the guys were kicking stones out on the racetrack, and that was causing flat tires. The rumble strips have solved that problem.
Look at Mark Martin's car going down through here close to 200 miles an hour. You see the markers there. Off, shifting gears down in the bottom part of the racetrack, making a great move.
And that's for the lead. Jeremy Mayfield draws even with Jeff Gordon. And here come Burton and Jarrett right behind them.
2 by 2 as they go down the back straightaway. You can see the 12 of Jeremy Mayfield. Preferred line, Jeff Gordon has to give way and give up the lead.
Meanwhile, as this battle for the lead changes, Ricky Rudd has smoke from the header pipes. Ricky waving, everybody else go on by. Caution on the speedway. Ricky Rudd putting down some oil. Caution on the speedway. Mayfield will lead them back to the stripe. And the leader, Jeremy Mayfield, brings him to the 3rd caution flag of the afternoon. After all that taping and all, Ricky Rudd's day apparently going up in smoke. Too bad for old Ricky. What a weekend last week. Was that one of the most bizarre deals last week when he was so strong Friday and Saturday and just had all sorts of problems on Sunday at Michigan?
I talked to Billy Engel about it, and he said, you know, we had a great car in practice, a great car in qualifying. He says, quite frankly, we don't know what happened race day. It just was not the same car we worked with.
Matt Yoakum is down there. I see him with Billy Engel in the pits. Matt?
Well, Bill, you've struggled with this car all weekend. Now what's the problem?
Well, pretty much the car has not been a problem. We just had a problem with power, you know, basically about all year, to tell you the truth. And we had lost some tape there at the beginning of the race, come in and fixed it because that hurt our drag number. So we was trying to help the motor with that. And right there on that restart, second lap, we went out the bottom end, lost it all going into one. Pro Motor builds a good engine. But they got their problems right now, and they got to get it worked out. It's definitely been a deterrent for this team this season.
It's been a disappointing run for Ricky Rudd. His last top 5, his win at the Brickyard last year.
And only 1 top 10 in all of 1998, with now 3 DNFs. 3 times he did not finish the event in the first 14 races of 1998. Track cleanup continues. We're back in a moment.
Okay, guys, who's turning 50?
Do I look 50? Hey, I just turned 40. Not me. He's the older one. Older but faster. Yeah, right.
Well, who is turning 50?
NASCAR is. And Excite NASCAR Select is celebrating with the Big 50 celebration. Win NASCAR race tickets or the grand prize.
An MB&A MASCAR worth $50,000.
Thanks, I'll be right back.
Hey, we're finished.
The Big 50 celebration. Enter wherever Excite NASCAR Select is sold.
Oh, well.
Come on, let's go faster, faster. He's really driving us. He's killing us. I'm pulling away from you. It helps stop. I don't think I could do it on my own. I know. This is the longest I've ever stuck with a workout program.
Well, they say motivation is the key.
You can do it. Come on, you bunch of marshmallows. I don't see any sweat.
No wonder you can never get a bike around here.
This is what you're working for.
It's 300 laps of excitement from the Magic Mile. Find out who makes the competition disappear and who just goes up in smoke. Don't miss the Jiffy Lube 300, July 12th at 1 p.m. Eastern on TNN Motorsports.
Century Food Mart is your one stop for all the convenience store items you need. This week at Century, you'll get this deal.
Get a free 2-liter Pepsi when you buy a 9-ounce bag of Frito-Lay Doritos for $2.19, only at Century.
And remember to fill up with Citgo gasoline at most Centuries. Citgo, when it counts. Come on into Century.
Out of the shadows come 3 incredible motorcycles. Each one takes the look of a custom to a beautiful new place. The Honda Shadow Spirit 1100, the Shadow Ace Tourer, and the Shadow American Classic Edition. It's always cooler in the shadows.
Available at Casey Cycle City, J. Clyde Morris Boulevard, Newport News.
We are back at the Pocono International Raceway. The Pocono 500 under caution after Ricky Rudd loses an engine at lap number 49. NASCAR Thunder is the official store of NASCAR, and they are opening up locations all across the country. If you'd like more information, just call that number you see on the screen, 615-883-7000. Give them a call Monday through Friday. They'll tell you where the store nearest to your home is, and get all the latest souvenir items. NASCAR Thunder, the official store of NASCAR. Well, track cleanup continues after Ricky Rudd has apparently lost, as we heard from Bill Engel, lost the engine in the tied Ford. I'll tell you, when an engine goes sour on you at high speeds, watch what Todd Bodine saw or didn't see.
Yeah, that's actually a lot tougher for Todd than it looked like. We can clean our camera that's on the top there. It has a movable lens on the top. I guarantee you he got a windshield full.
No surprise to see engines being a primary cause of people going into the pits early today. It's very typical here to see engines as the #1 reason. Some places it's crashes, but here it's motors. They really twist them, and they stay twisted for a long time at Pocono. Schrader, of course, out with a wreck.
We're at lap number 51. We're still 49 laps, 49 minutes shy of halfway. And as you look on a panoramic view of the Pocono Mountains, you can clearly see some storms off behind turn number 3, and even out over turn number 2, the tunnel turn. You can see there's the white and the storm area again, and it's just kind of swirling overhead. At this point, they can't go the distance to halfway even to make it an official race. There are more pit stops in the offing, but before long, you wonder when these guys start changing their strategy to start discussing halfway instead of the full distance. At least let's get there, then start recalculating again.
Well, they've got to be doing that right now, I would think. Just all of what has happened here so far today and this bizarre weather pattern that we're seeing, I'm sure that the crews right now are starting to think, many of them are starting to think, well, what do we do on this next pit stop? We're going to play this thing, so it's going to go to the 100-lap pointer. Is this race really going to run all the way? It's starting to get late in the day.
Those of you who are following the in-car cameras and all of the race cast on the internet, racing.com is back up and running again as we resumed our coverage from here at the Pocono. So those of you who might have logged on then logged off during the rain delay, you can get back on at racing.com and stay on board with the internet coverage of NASCAR Winston Cup racing. Track cleanup continues. We break away. We'll be back in a moment.
They are guardian angels on wheels. Knights in shining armor who ride like the wind. And when lives are at stake, they are the cavalry that always comes through. That's why Texaco tests and retests clean System 3 gasoline under extreme emergency conditions. For all our heroes, for all of us, Texaco, a world of energy.
There's nothing like the feeling of a new car. We bought the Armor All Protectant. It shines, it protects, it's new car juice.
On a weekend, I don't know what to do if there's not a race. I like the noise, I like the speed. You know, it's like a disease, and you don't get rid of it. You
never going fast enough. Going 185 mile an hour is nothing. But you got to remember, you got to make that turn and go back the other way. That's something. Usually I sit back in the car. I say, it's you and me, baby. Let's go.
Now get a replica of Cale Yarborough's 76 Chevy Monte Carlo at Napa, only $29.95.
It's Sunday. A time to bring those who are far away close, and those who are close, closer still. That's why MCI presents 5 Cent Sundays. 5 cents a minute, every Sunday. And now you can also use your MCI card to phone home on Sundays for 5 cents a minute. To enroll, call 1-800-SUNDAYS.
You know why the 99-cent super value menu has lasted 9 years? Because our food is so good. And because day in and day out, you can't get a better value. 9 years. Look at that. I still have the same tie.
Wendy's super value menu, 99 cents every day.
TNN Motorsports live coverage of the Pocono 500 is being brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. At Napa, we keep America running. By Wendy's and the Super Value Menu, 9 years of 99 cents every day. And by MCI 5 Cent Sundays, pay the least on the day you call the most. Here at Pocono, the field just now getting the 1-to-go signal. We're another 2.5 miles away from going back to green. We are lap 53 of 200, still fairly early if you're just tuning in and wondering why we're so early. Well, we've had a 1 hour and 11-minute delay for rain. There you see Derek Cope coming in the 30, Steve Grissom in the 41. Glenn Jarrett, what about pit strategy here? Are these guys now thinking, let's worry about halfway with all these storms in the area?
Well, I think you have to, Eli, and you know, just a general observation, the most of the lead cars, the guys up in the top 10 right now, pitted on lap 36 under a caution. So let's say they can go 36 or 38 more laps. That's going to put them up to lap 72 or 74. That only leaves 26 to 28 laps left to deal with. So really, they've only got about an 8 or a 10 lap margin of error there. So some of these guys are coming in topping off now. They cannot go all the way. Here's Matt.
Jimmy Finnick, you're probably going to have to come in about 32, 34 laps. What's the strategy going to be for the run to halfway?
Well, right now we got to watch this weather. This weather ain't looking too good, so right now we won't make it to halfway, so we'll probably just do our normal deal.
You're going to do 4 tires and a full load of fuel, or just gas and go?
We'll do our 4 tires and full load of fuel, because you got to, the weather looks like it's going to come, but we don't know when it's going to come.
Well, just like weather, you never know what can happen. Now let's go to Steve Burns.
Matt, we're with Paul Andrews, the crew chief for Jeremy Mayfield. Now, Paul, we've got a storm approaching. Has that affected your strategy at all as we look towards halfway?
It just makes me a little more nervous. You know, we got to take and definitely got to keep the rain in mind, but hopefully it'll be a small front if it does get here, and hopefully I wish it just passes over. I would like some sunshine right now.
Okay, we're getting ready to go green.
One good thing about this, the 21st of June, other than the fact that it is Father's Day, it is also the first day of summer, and hence the longest day of the year as far as sunlight, or at least daylight, is concerned. So, yes, we've been burning some daylight, as Dale Earnhardt said earlier, but we've got more daylight to burn today than on any other day during the calendar year. Back green at lap 55.
That was a little bit of contact almost by Mark Martin there. You can see the 40 car there on the inside, Sterling Marlin, trying to get by him. They actually touched a little bit.
Oh, Sterling starting to rumble now, but there you see up front, Mayfield, Gordon, Burton, Jarrett, then Marlin and Martin. Sterling Marlin, having number 1 here. Running among the leaders right now.
Well, at least that thing is still running. Remember last year they had 2 different drivers and didn't get very deep into this event at all. In the June race, they only made 8 laps before Greg Sachs crashed in that thing. And then in the July race, Robbie Gordon was in it, and he was out before he even finished a single lap. So this team's having a better day today.
Solidly in the top 10 virtually all day from his 15th starting spot.
Martin's relentless, isn't he?
Yep.
He gets somebody in front of him, and he just stays right with him.
Jeff Burton, excuse me, Eli. Jeff Burton there in the 99 car made a real charge just a second ago on the car of Jeff.
Our friends at MCI bring you NASCAR timing and scoring. 10, 3, 2, 1. Just dial and save up to 50%. Jeff Burton's in third.
Jeff Gordon just in front of him down the front straightaway there. These guys are going at it. You can see the Ford has great straightaway speed there as he pulls right on the back panel there of Gordon.
Look at Earnhardt making a move. Back in 9th spot now inside of Andretti. And can he bring somebody with him? He's got Musgrave and Spencer in tow.
Spencer has been very aggressive today, running a hard race in that red, white, number 23 car. Berwick, Pennsylvania, 35 miles away from this racetrack. A lot of hometown folks think that Jimmy Spencer's the greatest hero Berwick ever had. Maybe he is.
Two biggest things in Berwick, sports-wise, Jimmy Spencer and Berwick's Bulldogs high school football.
I tell you.
You start talking about that football with Spencer around, you see a big smile on his face, too.
If you're a Joe Nemechek fan, they have given it up for the day. Engine's a problem there, and he's not going to be able to come back. So Schrader, Rusty Wallace, Ricky Rudd, and Joe Nemechek, the 4 drivers out of the event.
Just in the back part of this film right here, you can see the number 1 there, Darrell Waltrip, fighting along there. He's really going by Kenny Wallace, Kenny Irwin down in the turn 1 and just behind him. I'm having a time today here, boys.
You know, it's funny. This is Irwin's very first race at Pocono, and I asked him after he had a few laps of practice how things were going. He said, it's fine, but I can't seem to find turn 4. There is no turn 4.
6th spot there, swapping around. Sterling Marlin now having been bypassed by Mark Martin. Through turn 3, that flat turn.
It's been a good tussle between these two.
You know who's running well is Kyle. Yep. Kyle Petty's right behind them in 7th now.
Definitely is. He's having a great run.
And you know, he did not run well in the earlier practice sessions. They didn't touch the car, but the sun came out. When the sun came out, it changed the track enough, brought it to a crash.
Pit road. Oh, Derek Cope and Ernie Irvin on pit road having problems.
Keep going. There's Kyle. The 7th car blew up.
Do you see where the spin started on the racetrack? You might have seen in the background, you saw some of those skid marks there as he spun off the flat turn and onto the pit lane. Tough break for Derek Cope, who failed to qualify at Michigan a weekend ago. And Ernie's got damage there. You see, folks, the right front of the car.
Jeff Bodine was also pitting again with the hood up. He's led more laps here at Pocono than anybody else, but he's not leading any laps today and is not likely to do so. Oh, they got a lot of work to do on that number 30 car.
We're at lap 59 of 200. Here's what happened from our speed camera. There you see they get together and then spin off the racetrack onto pit road. They're using what they call that Roush roller. You can't see it quite from this angle, but you see that baseball bat kind of contraption with the oar on the end of it. That helps pull sheet metal away from the tire. So Derek Cope comes back as the leaders now swing off turn number 3. We obviously stay under green, all that action coming onto the pit lane, so there was no need for a caution. Mayfield, Gordon, Burt, Jarrett, and Mark Martin, the top 5. Still early because of the rain delay, only 60 laps complete.
Suppose you could save hundreds of dollars a month. Suppose you could cut your monthly payments in half. Suppose you could get a home equity loan up to 125% of the value of your home, so that even if you have little or no equity, you could still qualify for a debt consolidation loan. It's all possible. And it's all at First Plus.
So call 1-800-510-PLUS. At First Plus, we're working first for you.
Even at 35 degrees below zero, nothing outperforms Mobil 1. Mobil 1 0W30. Superior protection when you start your car.
They're some of our favorite people. The millions of AutoZone customers who change their own oil. They're the kind of folks who believe that taking care of their car and saving money go hand in hand. And while we admire their willingness to tackle a dirty job, most of all, we thank them for bringing their used oil back to us. After all, used motor oil should be recycled, and that's one job we simply can't do alone.
How's the car, Dale? A little tight off. 0 cars moving up. Get them on inside.
Inside every member of Team Monte Carlo, there's a side that's kind of wild.
Get another tire.
Team Monte Carlo. Animal. Pardon me. This year, they're hungrier than ever.
Our next Winston Cup race here on TNN Motorsports coming up just a few weeks. July the 12th. These same drivers heading to the Magic Mile, the Jiffy Lube 300, live from Loudon, New Hampshire. Hope you can join us. July the 12th, 1 p.m. Eastern, right here on TNN Motorsports. Jeremy Mayfield's lead is now a full second on those two gentlemen, Jeff Gordon and Jeff Burton. Then you've got Mark Martin and Dale Jarrett. Kyle Petty, Ward Burton, Dale Earnhardt, and Jimmy Spencer. That is your top 10.
Boy, Jeremy Mayfield, you're watching him go down the Long Pond straightaway. He's opened up a great advantage right now. I know he knows the weather's bad, but he is really showing how much power he actually has in this car.
He's having a great run today. He really is. He's driving that car so well, and they had it set up so well. There's all kinds of swapping of information between the Rusty Wallace team and his. In fact, this morning his crew chief Paul Andrews was building shocks in Rusty's trailer.
That's what multi-car operations are all about.
Yeah, this one works especially well, though. There are not only no secrets here, the kind of information that they exchange seems to be exceptionally helpful, because Mayfield likes his car the same way Rusty likes his car. And for here at Pocono, another interesting factor is Jeremy tested his tire at Indianapolis. Rusty tested the tire here at Pocono. So they had a tremendous amount of tire information to help them set up their race car.
The one thing you have to wonder, though, when you start leaning on tires like Jeremy apparently is right now, is he using the car up? Is he using the tires up a lot right now by running this torrid pace that he has going right now? Because Jeff Gordon is starting to break away from Jeff Burton just a little bit.
There you see the field coming by. 8th, 9th, 10th positions right there. There go Earnhardt and Spencer. There's the one going by in 15th spot, Darrell Waltrip. Yep, Darrell's running in 15th position right now. Here goes Jerry Nadeau. Todd Bodine and Steve Grissom all going by. And Jeremy Mayfield, the race leader. You know, we forget he's only in his 4th full season of NASCAR Winston Cup racing. And look at Spencer. Jimmy makes the move for 9th.
Mr. Patience is taking his time. Jimmy Spencer working right to the front. He's driving the wheels off that thing. Darrell Waltrip there in the 1. He loves this racetrack. He's had great success here. He's won races here. Told me he felt like he's at home.
He's won here 4 times.
In his 40th starts here at Pocono today. Matter of fact, Darrell now has 40 starts at every track that has hosted a minimum of 40 events. This is that last holdout. He got it done here today.
And I'll tell you what, if anybody knows how to play gas mileage, weather, Pocono Speedway, it's Darrell Waltrip.
Andretti on the move. He puts Musgrave back into 12th as Andretti grabs the 11th spot. Good run for Kenny Wallace, too, right there. And you know, that guy in the Square D car, buddy, told us here the other day he wasn't going to shift today while the other guys were.
Well, he didn't feel comfortable shifting. He's driving the car. He said he didn't want to tear out the transmission. You can see right now he's not giving up much down the long pond straightaway. He's got the car geared where he's turning. He's watching RPM, but you can see he's not giving up a thing for that portion of the racetrack.
Car 16, Musgrave. His crew chief is James Ince, who is celebrating Father's Day for the very first time today. He and his wife Gwen had a baby this week. James Robert Ince III, 7 pounds 4 ounces, came home yesterday, and when James gets home, they'll all celebrate Father's Day together.
Exactly, a big old Father's Day celebration.
13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th right there. Darrell Waltrip moving in on him.
Folks at Napa bringing you the field update. Napa Auto Parts. At Napa, we keep America running. Terry Labonte, Ted Musgrave. Haven't talked much about Terry. And now Bobby Labonte. Let's see what the telemetry says right here as he tries to get around Dick Trickle. This is back at 27th spot.
Wow, look at this. 190 miles an hour down Long Pond straightaway. Right at 9,000 RPMs. You see they drop off quite a bit in the flat corner. Benson in the wall, as we were looking at telemetry there, he got into the outside wall.
Johnny Benson running in 27th position. As you can see, just keeps on going, go well off the pace. Tough break for Johnny Benson.
Look at the right side of the car. It's completely pancaked where he got in the wall just as he come off the tunnel turn over there.
Take another look at it. Goes wide.
Tries to hold the throttle on into the hard. Whoa, I'm telling you, it's a hard lick as he come through the tunnel turn there.
Sure is.
He was lucky not to spin the car. You see him fighting to get it back straight right there.
Johnny has made it around to pit road. There you see him. And by the way, good news for Joe Nemechek fans. They have decided to try and fix it some more, and they have now come back out onto the racetrack. So Joe is running 31 laps down, but nevertheless, after originally saying they couldn't get things repaired, Joe Nemechek is back. So that is certainly good news.
Jeremy's now got a 2.8-second lead on second place Jeff Gordon.
And now, look at that. He must have no steering at all.
I would bet.
That's Johnny Benson.
They can push it, but they're going to have to figure out how to turn it to make it go left.
Some of his crew, some of the Prime Star crew from Ted Musgrave. Of course, they're all corporately together under Jack Roush's leadership.
You can see when he turns the wheel to make it go one way or the other, it actually binds up on the flat part of the race car there and won't turn for him.
Now that is on pit road, and they're going to try and push it to one of the openings to the garage, and we'll stay under green. The lead now a full 3 seconds under threatening skies here at Pocono. We're still 30 laps from halfway.
If you ask us, it just tastes better.
There's a certain amount of pride that comes with doing it yourself, and Peerless makes it easy. So go ahead, let everyone know. I installed my own faucet this weekend. I installed a Peerless, the do-it-for-yourself faucet.
No matter what you drive, import or domestic, Pep Boys has your battery. Get any 75-month battery from $29.99 after mail-in rebate. Save $10 now on all ProStart 75-month batteries, starting at just $29.99. Pep Boys, everything but gas.
While you're away, They have gotten the car off the pit wall, and every Roush team is represented in there, with the exception maybe of Chad Little's bunch. I don't see any John Deere Green pushing, but otherwise everybody else is helping getting Johnny to the garage area. And again, here's what happened as we ride with Bobby Labonte.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
It did a little dipsy doodle before he got into that corduroy there.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
Got him across the ripple strips. So they'll be heading to the garage area with Johnny Benson's car.
The ripple strips wasn't the cause. He got the left side down in the dirt. You could see it flying. That really shot him across the racetrack when he got the left side in the dirt.
There's 9th place there. Earnhardt and Spencer. Still running well. Those two are.
That's been going on for quite a while, that battle.
You know who else is running well? Jeff Green right there. And here goes Ward Burton. He'll grab a 6th spot away from Sterling Marlin. So Ward makes the powerful move over the tunnel turn right there.
And he runs well here. Remember last year in this race, he led the most laps before the engine let go on him, and he wound up spending the conclusion of the event in the garage. But Pocono is surely one of his best racetracks, and they did come up here and test. Paid off. He's running well today.
And guys, remember Glenn was telling us about lap 75 for pit stops, so we're going to be real close. We're about 3 laps away from pit stops based on when everybody stopped earlier in and around the red flags and all of that.
You can see Jeff Green's moved all the way up to 11th place at 46 there. He just went by Spencer and got his aim set on Mr. Earnhardt up there.
I'd like to see Jeff Green do well. He's a good kid.
Felix Sabatis, that owns that car, has basically said the ride is kind of up for grabs, and if Green can do well for a few races, who knows, it may well revitalize his career. It will revitalize his career if he can do a few races and get himself nailed down in the seat of that thing.
Dale Earnhardt, twice a winner here at Pocono, running 9th. Closing in on pit stops. We're going to break away and come back in time for those pit stops. We're still 26 laps from halfway.
1, 2, 3, 5. It's gonna be
Eagle One A to Z all-wheel cleaner. Spray on, hose off, towel dry. Easy as 1, 2, 3.
Eagle One A to Z. It's easy as 1, 2, 3.
In racing, the engine is everything.
What? It's the driver.
A driver will never see a finish line without a great engine.
The greatest engine will never see a victory lap without a great driver.
At least they agree on Texaco Haviland Formula 3 motor oil, the same oil you can buy right off the shelf. And also try Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze from Texaco.
The engine's the first thing with the finish line.
Not in Indy cars.
It's 300 laps of excitement from the Magic Mile. Find out who makes the competition disappear and who just goes up in smoke. Don't miss the Jiffy Lube 300, July 12th at 1 p.m. Eastern on TNN Motorsports.
There's an American tire company that's been making high-quality tires since 1914. It's not the name you were thinking of, is it? Cooper. Your next set of tires.
GEX, the area's Cooper tire store with locations in Hampton and Newport News, featuring free mounting, free computer balancing, free air valves, free rotations, and free flat repairs on every tire sold. Look to GEX for your next set of tires.
Jeremy Mayfield still leads here at Pocono. Hope you've had a chance to experience country.com, your personal source for all things country. That is TNN's home on the internet. From race cars to country stars, why not connect to country.com. 77 laps on the board of 200. Just joining us, wondering why only 77 laps are complete. Because we had some lengthy cautions. Then a 1 hour and 11-minute rain delay. And you are caught up to speed. There's Jeff Green, a super run, that young driver from Owensboro. You got an Owensboro sandwich there. Mayfield at the front of the list. Green back in 10th.
I was just watching Jimmy Spencer in that shot that we had on there. He went down in the corner so hard the car shot straight up the racetrack. He was lucky to catch it back and not really lose control of the car.
Earnhardt running in 9th.
Glad to see that camera planted in the grass is still there. How many of those have we lost this year?
Like 7 or 8 already this year that have gone away in different venues of racing.
Splat, splat, splat.
You know, when Jeff Green was here last year, I watched him take the Gary Bechtel car and run up front. Dale Jarrett's in the pits.
Boyd Burton is in as well. All these stops coming at lap 78. Glenn Jarrett.
Hey guys, DJ was going to try to come in on lap 79, but the fuel light came on, the warning light came on, so he radioed in, they got ready. They're going to change 4 tires, put fuel in, make a track bar adjustment, also air pressure adjustments on the car. It got real tight after that rain delay. That's why the leader cars have been able to pull away from him. A little bit of trouble on the right side over there. The track bar adjustment has been made. Fuel's in, and the left rear is on. He's down 23.3 seconds. That's about 5 seconds longer than it normally takes.
We saw Ward Burton go by on the pit stop exchange there.
Mike Skinner, Phil Elliott there going at it. There's racing all the way around here. Everybody's trying to make better positions just before they come in from pit stop.
Mike Skinner's son Jamie qualified very well in the truck race last night, the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series at Bristol. Had a couple of problems during the race, but a solid effort for that young driver in the Lumar Windows truck last night. Sterling Marlin is in. He pits at lap number 79. So too does the 77 of Robert Presley. There's Sterling.
Ready to go, Sterling.
4-tire change. Not going to mess with 2 and get that track position. Oh, it's stalled out.
Go, go.
The distinctive voice of Tony Glover telling him to get going. And here comes the race leader.
Oh, he locks up the wheels trying to get down to that 55-mile-an-hour speed limit down pit road.
Jeff Gordon comes in right behind him. He, too, locked up the wheels. So that'll give Mark Martin the race lead right now for the first time today. Steve Burns.
And Jeremy Mayfield, the race leader on pit road. As we said, he's trying to win his first race. They are going to make a chassis adjustment to this car. They're going to take a half turn down on the right rear jack screw. 17.6 seconds. Good stop for Jeremy Mayfield.
Other leaders in now. All of this taking place on lap number 80. Bill Elliott is in. How about Jeff Gordon's stop, Matt?
4 tires and fuel for Jeff Gordon. A great stop. His car is pretty good. They didn't make any chassis adjustments. His biggest problem was getting out of his pit box. He almost made contact with the 43 who was trying to enter his pit box.
Here comes Mark Martin, the race leader. He will come in at lap number 81. So Mark Martin is in. That will hand the lead to Kyle Petty. Jeff Burton is also in. Back to pit road.
Mark Martin already going around the left side of the car. He's pretty happy with his car. Just a tick loose, so they are going to make an air pressure adjustment. Already he's down and away. Good stop. Now let's go to Glenn Jarrett.
Okay, Matt, we're up in Jeff Burton's pits now. Jeff had moved up to the top of the leaderboard by the virtue of the other, and he stalls the car before they get the left side up. He's got it refired, so didn't hurt a thing there. Jeff has been reporting his car very, very loose, so they made an air pressure adjustment, got him down and away.
Other stops being made. Jeff Bodine is in, but again, Kyle Petty is currently the race leader here at Pocono International. There he is.
Now he comes down pit road.
And this is the first time Kyle has led a race.
Yeah, wave it.
Well, no, he's going to pitch shy of the start-finish line. And the scoring is done here, so that'll give Darrell Waltrip the race lead. Darrell Waltrip will now take over as the race leader.
That's going to be 2 weeks in a row for him to lead a race. He led at Michigan last week.
Wally Dallenbach is in. Dale Earnhardt is in.
3,500.
3,500 RPMs is what they're reminding Kyle. And there's Earnhardt. This is lap 82.
At 3,500, that's in your second gear going down through there. They check their speeds before the race even starts, and they make sure what 55 miles an hour is in second gear and at 3,500 RPMs.
Watch what happens here. You talk about close call racing exiting the pits. Andretti and Gordon.
Ow! Whoa! Well.
Oh! It can't get any closer than that.
Darrell Waltrip pits. Michael Waltrip pits. Mike Skinner is in. Now the new leader becomes Brett Bodine. Brett Bodine leads. Let's go to Darrell's pit.
And Darrell Waltrip has the Pennzoil Chevrolet in. This is a 4-tire change. I don't think they've made any chassis adjustments at all on this car. Darrell likes the way that the car feels. Felipe Lopez this morning told me that Darrell was really pleased with it. A little bit of trouble in the left rear. Still got him out 19.4. That's not too bad, but the left rear was just a little slow on it.
Now backtracking just a bit, as you see the race leader Brett Bodine, if you are one who keeps score at home and keeps tabs on who's done what, let's backtrack. After Mark Martin led a couple of laps, 80 and 81, Kyle took the lead on the racetrack, but never led back to the scoring line, the start-finish line. So he did not get 5 bonus points. Indeed, Dale Earnhardt did. Earnhardt bypassed him and took the lead for albeit just a few short yards. So Earnhardt got 5 bonus points for leading lap 82. Then Darrell came through, Brett Bodine, and now Bobby Labonte. So that's how it has cycled around if you're keeping tabs on bonus points and so on back home. And there's even a question as to whether Darrell led for that 5 bonus points. I don't believe he did either. He was bypassed, so take Darrell's 5 bonus points back as well. It'll be Martin, Earnhardt, then Brett Bodine, and then Bobby Labonte. Those are the guys who grabbed 5 bonus points in that exchange of pit stops. So it cycles around as you ride with Bobby Labonte right now. He is the race leader. Our friends at Meritor, the heavy-duty truck professionals, bringing the telemetry to you.
That's so close to 200 miles an hour right there. You see the brake light going on, using brake. Right there, he gets off the brake, and right there, he picks up the throttle and heads down towards the back straightaway. Let's check his RPM. He's 8,000 there, 8,500, almost 9,000. 190 miles an hour down Long Pond straightaway.
Over the tunnel turn to the short chute now, the north straightaway.
Now you'll see that brake light every once in a while. He lays his left foot on the brake, and that's just engaging it enough to make that sensor go off for the brake. He's not actually on the brake when he's under acceleration.
There you see the RPMs drop way down in turn 3, the flat turn.
He's going to be on the brake real good here in just a second or two as he heads into the first turn, because that's where they really use the brakes. That's where they get the brake rotors up to 1,000 degrees, and that's where the brackets begin to bend and the calipers start to twist, and everything's got to be just perfect or it'll snap right there.
He went right around Ernie Irvan. You see Ernie there? There he is. Clutch problems all day, remember, for Ernie. Transmission and clutch. I don't know. Ernie's going to make it around.
I don't think he will. He is not carrying any speed whatsoever. There is a runoff over there. He could pull off the racetrack.
Car 36, Ernie Irvan is running in 36th. The clutch is gone altogether, is the word we're getting, and he is not under power.
And he's not to the runoff area yet either. If he stops there, they'll have to put the caution out.
Boy, Oh, he's had just terrible luck in this race, Ernie Irvin has. He's run this race 10 times, including today, and up to this moment, he's had 6 DNFs in that. If he's a DNF today, it'll be 7 and 10. Look at that, sitting still on the racetrack.
You can see the right front corner where he and Derek Cope got together just a little while ago. I brought out a caution.
Now, we've got caution on the speedway, and remember, Bobby Labonte and Chad Little in this particular exchange here were some of the later ones to try and make stops. They had stopped back earlier in the day. Caution is on the speedway, lap number 87, as Ernie Irvin loses his clutch and just cannot limp the Skittles machine on back around. But Jimmy Makar and the boys now atop the leaderboard. We're back to Pocono, 13 laps shy of halfway. Stay with us.
Recently, Miller Lite noticed ordering from the old label took too long.
Light beer from Miller.
So they changed the label to read
Miller Lite.
This saves time. Now, the more you order, the more extra time you'll have for other things. This couple decided to check and see what's behind the refrigerator.
What will you do with your extra Miller time?
In 20 years of racing, I've had some great moments.
An upset victory it is. Phil Parsons. Phil Parsons is successful.
And a few tough ones as well. Well, I can't always protect my car, but in all my years around the track, I've never seen a product protect the motor like Duralube.
Independent tests prove when it comes to protecting your car's engine, nothing compares to Duralube. Duralube, tomorrow's technology today.
Mark, if you're at the airport before my 8 o'clock flight, maybe we can talk. Otherwise, it's over. Ah! Come on. Come on. Oh, sorry. Oh, no.
That battery.
No matter what my customers drive, they depend on AC Delco batteries. They last up to 30% longer.
I'm sure they do. Just give me the generic equivalent, okay?
AC Delco. If you're not asking for it, you're asking for it.
Even with a recent addition of 15,000 grandstand seats, Pocono Raceway's Winston Cup events sell out. Pocono Raceway proudly announces the addition of more than 15,000 additional high-rise grandstand seats to be built for the 1999 season. Now is your chance to see all the excitement of Winston Cup racing from a great seating location. Call Pocono Raceway now at 1-800-RACEWAY for more information and to receive a preferred customer order form before the seats are offered to the general public. Don't miss this opportunity for great seats in 1999. Call Pocono Raceway at 1-800-RACEWAY. That's 1-800-RACEWAY.
Welcome back, everybody, live at Pocono International Raceway. Kyle Petty had a pretty good run, led for a while. He's now in 15th. You'd know that already, though. If you were logged on to NASCAR Online, you'd have all the scoring information at your fingertips. It's your 24-hour NASCAR Garage Pass. NASCAR Online at www.nascar.com. Pit stops for many of the front runners, including the race leader, Bobby Labonte, under threatening skies. Glenn Jarrett.
And Bobby Labonte's in. They're going to make a quarter turn on the track bar. And no tire pressure adjustment, so the car pretty good to Bobby's liking. Now, the reason that they are so far out of kilter with the rest of the guys on their pit stop, good pit stop, down and away in about 17.25 seconds. But remember, he kept coming in making repairs on that left front fender damage he did that he had when the last time he pitted. So they had about 10 laps extra in fuel to go. They're not getting that much better fuel mileage than the rest of the guys. But a great pit stop for Bobby Labonte.
Right, he and Kevin LePage both had made a series of stops, as had Jerry Nadeau. Lap 46, lap 50, 51, 53. So they were all in. Over the last few moments, heavy attrition to the garage have gone Rick Mast, Jeff Bodine, and Kenny Wallace. Let's head to the garage for an update.
Eli, with Kenny Wallace. And Kenny, I said a moment ago, they were just bragging about what a great run you were having in the booth. Why are you back here? Well, I don't know. You know, something happened to the motor. It come up off the corners okay, but then it started missing about flag stand on. Keith is listening. We only turned 8,900, so you know, I don't know. Either ignition or something like that. Got great motors. Evidently a part failure or something like that. But I just do. I want to thank Square D. You know, we've been running really good the last 2 weeks. We just can't keep the parts under the car. The team's working hard.
we're just, we're breaking, you know, so it's a little disappointing, you know, especially as competitive it is and as good as we've been running. Get them next week. Okay, we'll get them, that's for sure. Don't ever, Wallace never says die, I can guarantee you that.
No doubt about that, with next stop being the road course in Sonoma, California, Sears Point International Raceway. The field about to get the 1 to go signal. We're 10 laps shy of halfway.
What's for lunch? Cranberry and jelly. Ham and cheese. Another day.
Morning, boys. How are you?
Morning, Mr. France.
Nice looking shirt you got on there.
These drivers are ready, and they are looking sharp. Right you are, Chuck. There's the green, and the chase is on.
Chase Authentics Apparel.
That's why it's called the Intimidator.
The chase is on.
It's a fight to the finish.
Congratulations. Thanks, sir.
Had a good run today.
Yeah, thanks a million. Nice check. Nice shirt.
Thanks, you too.
Thank you.
Chef Paul of Bowman's makes the best steaks in town, the Herald. Chef Paul is the maestro of marinade, the Herald. Chef Paul's reputation is built on his marinade alone, the Herald.
Chef Paul's secret ingredient is actually A1.
Chef Paul questioned about missing assistant, the Herald. The secret to great steak isn't just for great steakhouses anymore. A1, a marinade, a seasoning, a 136-year-old secret.
Auto theft can happen anytime, anywhere. For guaranteed protection against auto theft, nothing is more reliable than the Club Vehicle Anti-Theft Device. The Club, America's #1 name in visible anti-theft protection.
Husky, the toughest name in tools. Guaranteed forever. Available at the Home Depot.
It's life on the edge, pushed to the extreme. ASA Racing. The S stands for speed. The Speedway ASA 200, Saturday at 4 Eastern on TNN Motorsports.
Welcome back to Pocono International Raceway. Rich Bickle giving us a ride around this triangular layout. Hey, folks, Friday night on TNN, they are the most outrageous pulling vehicles in the world. Jets, multi-engines, whatever it takes for a full pull. It's the Dairyland Super Nationals Tractor Pull. Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern on TNN Motor Madness. Check it out. Field coming to the green.
Hey, pace cars off. Get ready. Now. Ready. Green. Go, green.
Back underway. 8 laps away from the halfway point under heavy overcast skies.
Whoa!
Look at this scramble here.
Wow! Martin just turned left on Dale Jarrett down the front straightaway there and said, no, I need this spot.
Well, he had to have one eye in the mirror and one eye on the racetrack right ahead of him to pull that thing off.
And one eye on the weather.
Yeah, that too. Well, they've all got one eye on the weather right now, for sure, because it is threatening all around us. And you can see it right there in your picture. We get to the halfway point, it rains and stays raining. Whoever's in the lead, it's going to be his show. And we're real close to that halfway.
The wind has picked up considerably, which oftentimes is a portent of things to come. There's Michael Waltrip and Brett Bodine. They're running for 16th and 17th. Hutch Strickland right there in the 96 behind them. Ted Musgrave in the 16. Ward Burton in that silver, number 22. All battling for position from 16th on back.
And Castle just behind them. I saw the green car bouncing around there.
Sure did. Here goes Kyle looking.
So DW, Darrell Waltrip in that yellow car. He is in 11th spot.
And again, we've not talked too much today about the 46 car, but Jeff Green has now taken it all the way up to 6th spot.
Eli, I started talking a while ago about Jeff Green. Last year he was up here in the Gary Betchel number 29 car, and he actually led this race for a while, so he loves this racetrack and doing a great job.
There in that blue and yellow car just went out of your picture. His career best finish was here last year at Pocono. There's no holding back now.
right here. We're riding with Chad Little. To his left is Bobby Labonte. And this is for 21st spot. Doesn't give Bobby the inside yet.
Give him a little room there getting into the corner. Bobby didn't have the position, but you can see they're side by side down Long Pond straightaway.
Riding with Bobby Labonte. He's in 22nd. And that pass there for 21st.
Yeah, unlike turns 1 and 2, you can't run side by side through the tunnel turn. There's just not enough room. Johnny Benson showed you a little while ago what happens if you get on the high side of that corner.
I dare say we've seen more pileups in the tunnel turn over the years here than most anywhere else.
Big crashes.
Big crashes. Yep. Good scramble back middle of the field. That's Kevin LePage back there and a host of others. Watch this about a half lap ago.
Rich Bickle gets a little assistance there from Kevin LePage in the 91. Very, very lucky to get control over that race car. He was completely sideways.
32 cars still on the lead lap. The last one being Todd Bodine. Ted Musgrave and Huck Strickland there with nice maneuvers around Ward Burton.
Ward Burton has that car in good position there. Huck Strickland will have to drop back as Bobby Labonte watches these two go in the corner. You see Huck had no choice but to back out and let Ward Burton go.
Huck's in that cat car right there. Of course, next week we've got Robbie Gordon driving on the road course at Sears Point. Then at Daytona, Huck Strickland's going to the team car for Ken Schrader. So that ride will be up for grabs as you check out what's taken place thus far. The cars out are Rusty Wallace, Ricky Rudd, Johnny Benson, and Kenny Wallace. Ken Schrader also done for the day. Jeff Bodine, Rick Mast, and Ernie Irvin also in the garage area.
Awesome shot. If you want to know what a driver sees behind the steering wheel, this is as close as you can get. You can see now they're going across the short chute and down into the flat number 3 corner. You'll hear him back off right along there, take it to the bottom of the racetrack. Right there, he's starting to pick the throttle up real easy. Now full throttle as he comes out and right out against the wall.
Is that third turn the most fun turn to come out of?
They're all fun if you make them around here. They're no fun if you don't make them. I can tell you that.
Turn 3 just looks like the sort of thing where you can just get in the gas and dance with the car.
Well, it's almost like letting it float. You don't really ever stick enough to say either end's really working that well, but you kind of glide through the corner. It is fun, Dave.
The Long Pond straightaway towards the tunnel turn, which goes over that tunnel. That leads from inside to outside the racetrack. There's the tunnel on the left of the screen there as they go over top of it.
See a lot of respect shown to the outside wall there as they start off that corner, because if you get too close to it, it's like it's almost magnetic. It just grabs the car.
Look at Earnhardt, got a little cellophane wrapper there on the front of the car.
Yeah, that'll help downforce, but I'm not sure that that'll help the temperature of that car very much.
He's running in 10th. Darrell Waltrip right behind him in 11th. Up front, Jeremy Mayfield still has a 7/10 of a second advantage on Jeff Gordon. Mark Martin runs third. There's the rest of the top 10. Back in a moment.
Mobil 1 synthetic motor oil. Even at 475 degrees, nothing outperforms Mobil 1.
It's good to know that in an era of superstars, big corporate sponsorships, and network TV deals, there's an organization that also cares about fairness and sportsmanship, that realizes its fans are the sole reason for its success, and knows it should never go so fast that it can't slow down if there's a good enough reason. This This is NASCAR. And this is the way we've done things for 50 years.
Closing in on halfway here at Pocono, but you need to remember that for your daily help and romance and Roscoe P. Coltrane, don't miss the Dukes of Hazzard. See it weekdays at 5 p.m. Eastern right here on America's Country Home, TNN. That was pretty good invitation
I thought
there.
you'd like that one, yeah.
Pretty good.
You know, Jeremy Mayfield run away from Jeff Gordon just before this caution, but they must have balanced that car out better because Jeff Gordon right now is not losing any ground to our leader.
As we come to halfway, let's widen out. That's first to second, 7/10 of a second from Mayfield to Jeff Gordon. Running in third, another second back is Mark Martin right there in the Valvoline Cummins Ford. Dale Jarrett is next in line. He's running fourth. He's 2 seconds behind the leader. Right there is Jeff Burton. He's running fifth, 2.8 seconds back. Of course, all of this also across the top of the screen as MCI brings you all of the NASCAR timing and scoring. Jeff Green, solid run for him. He's running in sixth now, 4 seconds back. Then Sterling Marlin in car number 40. He is 7. All of these cars obviously on the lead lap. So is Jimmy Spencer, who's right there in the trunk of Sterling Marlin's car in the number 23. Then you drop back 1 8/10 of a second, nearly 2 seconds further back to Kyle Petty. He's running in ninth. Then you widen further back to Dale Earnhardt. He is 10th, a full 8 seconds behind the race leader. Darrell Waltrip is 11th. He's 6/10 of a second behind Earnhardt. And there's Bill Elliott in 12th. Solid run for 13th place, Kenny Irwin. The rookie, he's 10.5 seconds back. There's Bobby Hamilton in 14th spot. He's 10 8/10 seconds back. Then Mike Skinner in 15th. Michael Waltrip in the 21. He's in 16th. Brett Bodine in the 11 is 17th. Ted Musgrave in car 16 is running 18th. So they're all tied tightly together. The silver car, the platinum-colored machine coming at you. That's Ward Burton, the 22nd. 22 car, he's in 19th. Behind Ward, we pull back to Terry Labonte. He is running 20th, 14 seconds behind the race leader. There's Hut Strickland in the Caterpillar car. Hut is 21st. And Bobby Labonte, who's led today, he's running 22nd, 14.5 seconds behind Jeremy Mayfield. Also on the lead lap, Chad Little, he's in the 97 car. Wally Dallenbach, after a pit stop a bit ago, he's running in 24th spot, 15 seconds back. John Andretti driving for the King. He is 25 positions back behind the race leader. Then a further distance back, you go back another couple of seconds to Rich Bickle, the 98. He's just moved ahead with the 77, Robert Presley. You've got Kevin LePage in the 91. They are all battling for position 26, 27, 28. The Bell South car on the right of your screen, Joe Nemechek. Joe is being shown 30 laps down. He is in 39th, so he's not in the mix right there. Dick Trickle, he's on the lead lap in the Heilig-Myers car owned by Junie Donlevy. Dick Trickle is being shown in 30th. There's Jerry Nadeau, also on the lead lap in 31st position. Then you pull back further to that man, Steve Grissom, who's made many a pit stop, but Grissom is on the lead lap. He's being shown 21 seconds back. And the final car on the lead lap is the Tabasco hot sauce entry for Todd Bodine. He is 16.5 seconds back behind the race leader, Jeremy Mayfield.
Eli, it's very clear that 24 of Gordon is closing ground on our leader. He is letting it all hang out right now. Jeff Gordon choosing all the racetrack up. I think he realized that they're halfway right now, past halfway. He's letting it all hang out.
That's the spread of a half second from Mayfield to Jeff Gordon. Just past the halfway point, again because of a lengthy delay for rain.
You know, as you look at these two drivers battling for the lead, Mayfield never won a Winston Cup race, but his crew chief has. His crew chief, Paul Andrews, in fact, holds the race record here for this event with driver Alan Kulwicki back in 1992.
One of 6 active crew chiefs on the circuit to have won a NASCAR Winston Cup Series championship. Never go for those mail-order dentures, guys. Hey, wrapping up our look at the entire field, didn't want to leave out Lake Speed. He's a lap down, running in 33rd position. There is Lake. And also Derek Cope. Remember, he had the problems before. And Derek is now being shown in 34th position in the gum-out car. But he is still out there running. So we didn't want to slight anybody. You're all up to date now. Everybody's still on the racetrack.
Eli, I just heard the 96 car come by here. Hut is having problems with his motor. It was skipping pretty bad when he come by. I think he may have lost a cylinder.
Hut Strickland now in 31st position, bypassed by Trickle, Nadeau, and Grissom over the last 2.5 miles. Lap 104. It's an official race, but a lot of racing yet to go.
Independent rear suspension, dual shocks, and a sway bar. Rick, it's all there.
That's good, because when things get rough out there, suspension is everything.
The Sportsman by Polaris is the best performing, best riding ATV you can buy. Here's why. Other manufacturers use a straight axle that bounces over obstacles, losing traction. Our independent rear suspension hugs the terrain for better traction and a smoother ride. The Sportsman 500 and the all-new Sportsman 335 with shaft drive.
You gotta ride it to believe it.
Michael came onto the scene in Indy cars as a winner. I'm very proud of the fact that he's carrying on the Andretti name. I'll never forget the first really competitive pass that he did on me. We banged wheels a little bit, and he was gone. Adios, Dada.
The Andrettis rely on the same Texaco Haviland Formula 3 motor oil you can buy right off the shelf.
That's my boy.
And for your cooling system, get Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze from Texaco.
Motor Trend Trucks coming in July to TNN.
The popularity of Cooper tires may surprise you, but it certainly doesn't surprise our dealers. Cooper, your next set of tires.
GEX, the area's Cooper tire store with locations in Hampton and Newport News, featuring free mounting, free computer balancing, free air valves, free rotations, and free flat repairs on every tire sold. Look to GEX for your next set of tires.
The credit card companies have made it extremely easy for all of us to get in debt. The good news is that interest rates are at an all-time low, and you don't even need any equity in your home to get out of the debt. All you have to do is just give me a call. I can help you.
They call Paul Clemens the Crunch Man because he's the best at getting people out of debt. Whether you want to get out of a crunch or save a bunch, you'll be glad you called. No more excuses, no better time. Call now.
Winnebago Industries, the official motorhome of TNN. To stop on by your local Winnebago or Itasca dealer now and see the new models available. For more information on the Winnebago Motorsports team, give them a call at 1-800-643-4892, extension 2. Good battle for 10th. There's Dale Earnhardt. There's Darrell Waltrip. There's Bill Elliott. Now, Dale Earnhardt's got a couple of wins here. Darrell's got 4. Elliott's got 4. And let's see if old DW is going to pass the boss here.
And Kenny Irwin Jr. coming up to make it a foursome here pretty quick. These guys are going at it. Do you bump the boss if you need to get by?
Not if you want to keep your ride until the brickyard, you don't. You know, the crowd loves this kind of stuff, though. They've watched these three people race here at Pocono for so many years, and all three are enormously popular with this capacity crowd that's assembled here this afternoon.
This is vintage NASCAR right here.
You bet. Vintage paper still stuck to Earnhardt's grill, too.
Great scramble right there again for 10th, 11th, and 12th.
Elliott's got the same car he had at Michigan last week, and it was a good car at Michigan, but they had trouble in the pits. They got a new right rear, left rear tire change, and they lost the regular guy that's been with the team for a long time. Their pit stops were slow, so they're rather hopeful they don't have any problems today. Broken up that team that had won the deal for the Winston and also won the Unical competition last year.
Well, if they give an award for being able to run fast in the bottom lane, Darrell Waltrip would have to win. He's an inch off the very white line that runs around the bottom part of this racetrack. He's got that car handling quite well.
And you think about it, too, guys, Darrell has finished in the top 20 in 5 of the last 6 races. And the reason I say that is because in the first 8 races of the year, he had only 1 top 30 finish. So his fortunes changed and the performance changes accordingly.
Eli, I talked to him in the garage area. It's like a new person. I tell you, Darrell had so much responsibility when he was the team owner that he told me it's so nice to get back to just driving and concentrating on your job behind the wheel.
There's Kenny Irwin, as we mentioned, closing in from the rear flank.
Great job for him. The rookie at this racetrack to run that well. And yesterday he was kind of trying to figure out just how he's supposed to get into turn 1. And here he is in a good competitive position, running a 13th spot.
That's back around 21st. You're watching there. Ted Musgrave is that blue and yellow car, passing Chad Little. Bobby Labonte's there as well. That's 21st, 22nd, and 23rd on your screen.
Whether he's going to make that pass on the outside. No, I don't think so. That tunnel turn hasn't been that. Yow! Well,
he did it.
Y'all can do it.
And here comes Andretti to try the inside on that short straightaway, heading to 3.
Oh, boys. Good thing Chad Little knew he was down there, but Andretti doing a good job. Running very, very low through the corners and fast.
They're all moving around Skinner. There goes Musgrave in the blue and white car on the right of your screen, blue and yellow, around Musgrave, the 31, or should be around Skinner in the 31.
Musgrave really thought he was going to run a whole lot better here today than he has. He has 3 top 5 in his last 6 starts here. Crew Chief Jay Min said that he came to Pocono absolutely expecting to win this race, and they practiced and qualified well. They just have not run as well in the races they had anticipated.
Well, he had all those top 5s here for a number of years.
Yeah.
Musgrave even finished 2nd here back in 95. Back now to 10th, 11th, and 12th for a quick look. We're not showing you anything up front. Mayfield still has his lead of 0.4 of a second over Jeff Gordon. That's really not changed at all, so that's why we're wandering back through the field as we are.
You know, we added up the wins for these guys, but I don't think we ought to add up their birthdays.
Good.
We'd have a tall total on that. Earnhardt, 47 years old.
You don't think I'm going to touch that one?
No, that was your basic pregnant pause right there.
DW 51.
That is Dr. Dick Berger and giving these stats, everyone.
Getting in trouble because he's already got their paid subscriptions for another year.
Eli, Jeff Gordon is mounting a huge run now for the lead. Jeremy Mayfield only has about a 10-car length lead.
He's cut it down to 0.3 of a second, with Martin, Jarrett, and Burton closing in from the rear flank as well. We're at lap 113. A lot of folks hanging right in here. After a lengthy rain delay, we're back in a moment.
Screaming, pointing, and praying are all acceptable ways for a NASCAR fan to show their support. Now, there's another. Drink accordingly.
Great Paint event is on at True Value. Now's the time to save on everything you need. But hurry, the event ends July 12th. The Great Paint event, only at True Value. Great paint, great store.
Sleek, sophisticated, stylish, and yet with an exhilarating V6. Chevy Monte Carlo lets you express that hidden part of your personality, just dying to get out.
Mr. Freeman.
How are you?
Tommy?
Monte Carlo. The side you show the world is up to you.
50.
Do I look 50? Hey, I just turned 40. Not me. He's the older one. Older but faster. Yeah, right.
Well, who is turning 50?
NASCAR is. And Excite NASCAR Select is celebrating with the Big 50 celebration. Win NASCAR race tickets or the grand prize.
An MB&A MasterCard worth $50,000.
Thanks. I'll be right back.
Hey, thanks for it.
The Big 50 celebration. Enter wherever Excite NASCAR Select is sold.
Oh, well.
TNN Motorsports live coverage of the Pocono 500 is being brought to you by Genuine Chevrolet, the cars more Americans trust. And by Excite NASCAR Select, the official automotive battery of NASCAR. Back with you as we have remained under green. Dale Jarrett was on pit road moments ago at lap 114. He came in and took tires and fuel. A routine stop, although 37 laps after he had been in previously. Maybe a couple, 3 laps shy of what we had expected. Glenn Jarrett, how about your brother's radio situation? Let's follow up on that. Are they talking again or what?
Yeah, Eli, they seem to have that problem fixed. Dale kept working with the switch, and evidently he jiggled it and pushed on it hard enough that they're receiving clear transmission. They did make a chassis adjustment. They took 2 rounds of wedge out of the left rear. The car was a little bit tied up off the corner. Also, they had some problems changing tires last time. Brad Parrott, who's normally one of the best, when he finished that time, he threw the air gun away in disgust, told him to change that air gun, that it was no good. So it was a little bit slower than a normal pit stop, but you're right. He is coming up a couple of laps short against the other guys as far as fuel mileage.
There on the screen, 10th and 11th have swapped around. Hey, Glenn, how about the tires with this being a new look tire for Pocono? How are the Goodyears looking when they're coming off the car?
Eli, they're looking great. In fact, we talked to one of the tire engineers from Goodyear, and he said that the guys could actually go every other stop on left tires if they wanted to. The wear was so good that it would not hurt performance on the racetrack. Some of them don't like to do that, particularly when they're adjusting the cars, but we've already seen Kenny Irwin do it once and gain some track position, and the reason that Jeff Green moved all the way up in the top 10 like he did on his last pit stop, he only took on 2 tires, so it doesn't seem to slow him down much. Getting great service out of that tire. They'll run it here at Pocono and at Indianapolis.
So that's the tire story. Kenny Irwin is in now while you watch Bill Elliott on the racetrack in 10th. Kenny Irwin has taken tires all the way around this time by. That's 14th and 15th right there. Terry Labonte and Ward Burton. All of these battles taking place with pit stops in the offing. We're at lap 118 of 200.
What's going to happen here? Is Mayfield going to come in first? Is Gordon going to come in first? They're going to pit together?
He's 0.6 of a second up, Mayfield is right now.
Watching these 2 cars race just a second ago, Terry Labonte pulled over, let Ward Burton go right on by because he's a quicker car. That's pretty nice driving. That'll come back to you. You can see Hut Strickland on the bottom of the racetrack barely limping around.
He just came back out of the garage. He is 10 laps down in the Caterpillar team car, but Hut is back out there trying to solve their engine problems. Up front, Mayfield's advantage, as you see it. On the clock, it is 0.429 seconds, 0.4 of a second, but obviously it's car lengths.
There was that spark again. That's the 3rd time today. I've been watching real careful that there has been a spark underneath that number 12 car of Jeremy Mayfield.
The header pipes on these cars run very, very low, and starting into that corner, I think the exhaust itself is barely touching the pavement, making that spark.
It's interesting. He's doing that with a light fuel load.
And that's usually when we notice it, too. Here's Sterling Marlin in. Right side tires. He'll go all the way around. This is lap 119.
Clean in the grill. There's a lot of tire buildup on these flat tracks to pick up a lot of the used rubber off tires.
And here's the answer. Right.
Well,
here come both Mayfield and Gordon. They'll pit at lap 120, Steve Burns.
And Eli, you guys mentioned a while back that Jeremy Mayfield has just his 4th full season in Winston Cup competition, but this is an experienced crew. Yeah, Paul Andrews has a championship, but Darrell Andrews, who's making a chassis adjustment, won 4 championships with Junior Johnson. Barney Boyd
Welcome. Jeff Gordon beats Jeremy Mayfield off pit road. They were both held on pit road, the 12 and the 24, too fast. Ray Evernham obviously a little upset. A great stop by the Rainbow Warriors. They needed to go to lap 119 so they can stop one more time to make it to the finish.
Well, they came in on 120, and here's Mark Martin now, who'll come in at lap number 120. That'll give the lead to Jeff Burton.
Eli, you can see the windshield there is just covered up there. It may have been just a sprinkle of rain just a second ago, too.
Let's go to Matt Yoakum.
Mark Martin already getting serviced in his pit. Mark's hit his car was a little bit tight off the corner. They're going to make an air pressure adjustment to try to loosen him up a little bit. Left side tire's already on. They're packing the fuel in, and he's down and away. 18.4 seconds.
Ted Musgrave is in as the clouds overhead get heavier and thicker and more ominous. Dale Earnhardt. Routine service. And he's gone in 15 seconds.
Wow, what a pit stop. 15 seconds. He took on 2 tires trying to get better track position.
He's still going to have to deal with Spencer, though. All day long, those two guys have been going at it.
Here on lap number 121, Jeff Burton is here, making his pit stop. Glenn?
Yeah, Jeff Burton's coming in. You know, last time, guys, I told you the car was a little loose, so they tightened it up. They actually got it a little too tight, but it has cooled off considerably out here, even since the last pit stop. So this will be 4 tires and a chassis adjustment to try to loosen him up just a little bit. And there the chassis adjustment goes into the right rear. Or actually, they're taking wedge out of the right rear to loosen that thing up. Now, left side tires are going on. Good stop so far. He's down and away. I got him in 19.7 pit stop.
That gives Darrell Waltrip the lead. So DW, who didn't lead earlier, is right now leading atop the board.
Slowing around, babe. Slowing around. Wait, that's 31 off. 40,000. 4,000.
You see him waving his hand there to let the people behind him know there's no stoplights on these race cars. You wave inside to get the guy behind you's attention that you're coming in.
Now let's see if he leads coming to the stripe or not. Watch this. These guys who were too fast before and both were held, Mayfield and Gordon, they know it. They're going to block it up.
Youthful exuberance entering pit road.
Wally Dallenbach is now the race leader as Darrell Waltrip is in. This pit stop at lap 124. DW and Rich Bickle both in for stops. Seems as though the rain is getting even closer now. The ceiling coming down. Philippe Lopez in the Phillips.
All the way out. 4,000. 4,000.
Getting him out.
You can see these guys are going at it. They were held in the pits there. Mayfield making a move as they head down the back straightaway on Jeff Gordon. They're side by side going in tunnel clearance. But you can see that Mark Martin just in front of them there.
Again, Darrell Waltrip did not get credit for leading that lap. So we'll reset things again. He did not lead coming back to the start-finish line before Wally Dallenbach bypassed him. So twice today, DW kind of missed getting 5 bonus points. So Wally Dallenbach does get credit for leading a lap here today in Pocono. There is Wally. Very talented young racer from Basalt, Colorado. More in a moment.
So, who's going to be our next couple? Let Bougie. And tonight's winner gets dinner on the house.
Here in the Outback, nothing brings out our hunger to compete like a juicy steak and a bloomin' onion. At Outback Steakhouse, we know nothing starts an evening off on the right foot like a great steak. Outback Steakhouse, nourishing
their rules just right.
You can keep your car looking clean, but you got to keep your engine clean, too. Newly formulated Valvoline DuraBlend motor oil is a synthetic blend that suspends the dirt, unburned fuel, and water that cause harmful deposits and reduces oil burn-off. DuraBlend protects vital engine parts, so your engine runs cleaner and better longer. It outperforms all leading conventional motor oils because a car can look great. But it's what's inside that counts. Valvoline DuraBlend.
As you may have read on the internet, in a national tasting of regular and ice beers, brewmasters and beer experts named Old Milwaukee the best tasting beer in America. And this just in. Old Milwaukee Light has won the gold medal for best tasting light beer, beating every other major light beer for taste. Judge for yourself. Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light, America's best tasting beers.
Neutrogena T-Gel Shampoo, recommended #1 by dermatologists. It works. Works on all 3 major itchy, flaky scalp conditions. The leading dandruff shampoo doesn't. Neutrogena T-Gel Shampoo. It works.
Troy Aikman is back to pass. He's looking, look out. Oh, Aikman goes down.
He had a man wide open. What was he thinking?
Brute. It's all part of the game.
All right, guys. Same play.
Tuesday on TNN's Primetime Country.
3 little words would be fine.
Here's 3 little words for you. Billy Ray Cyrus. He's come a long way since the Achy Breaky days. A new album, a new look, but the same heart of gold. Billy Ray Cyrus takes Primetime Country by storm with host Gary Chapman. Tuesday night at 9 Eastern on TNN.
We are live at Pocono, where Wally Dallenbach leads, but coming up in 2 weeks here on TNN Motorsports, we'll be live with you with the NASCAR Busch Series drivers at the Milwaukee Mile, the Die Hard 250. It's a great point battle over the NASCAR Busch Series, so you do want to check it out. Sunday, July 5th, 2 p.m. Eastern, right here on TNN Motorsports.
Eli, I believe Ward Burton tried to go too long on his fuel. He's coasting around the racetrack. I believe he may have run out of fuel.
Our third-place runner.
He pitted last on lap 88. That'd be 40 laps. That's 100 miles. That's about as far as anybody can go here at Pocono, and I guess Ward didn't.
Matt Yoakum is down on the pit lane.
Eli, Ward Burton ran out of gas. The big question, is the engine still running? Because if it isn't, he's not going to be able to get a proper pit road speed. The car enters the pit box silently. The crew goes to work. Wayne Shaw packing the fuel in. This is going to be a 4-tire stop. He said the car was just a tick tight. It has been pretty much all weekend. They're going to try to fix it up. The car refires. A little bit of smoke comes out as this great ether in the towel area. Building work on the left side. Ricky Byers putting on. The car stalled, then it refired. Out of the pit. 21.2 seconds.
So Ward Burton with a quick enough pit stop, but he lost a lot of extra time on the racetrack when he ran the fuel tank empty.
That does an engine no good to run it empty either.
Throwing that ether in there on that hot engine don't help either. That can create a lot of problems later on.
There's Wally Dallenbach with that comfortable lead. He, Bobby Labonte, Chad Little get to make their stops in this sequence.
On these flat tracks, you cannot run out of fuel on the front straightaway and make it back. I'm sure that Dallenbach knows that. I would look for him to stop pretty quick.
Derek Cope has some problems on the pit lane again. Has to kind of get into his pit stall sideways. There you see some of the outstanding times that we've seen. A lot of smoke. That was from Bill Elliott, I thought. Indeed it is. Bill Elliott.
That's too bad.
Thought I saw a hint of smoke before when he came by, and a lot of smoke this time for Bill Elliott. That is too bad.
Now the question is, will the yellow flag come out? I didn't see any fluids coming out from the back of the 94 car, Bill Elliott. I bet Dallenbach says, I bet you I saw some, huh?
We've got caution on the speedway. Caution on the speedway for two reasons. Number one, Bill Elliott's problems at one end of the track. There is also a little rain down in the third turn end of the racetrack. Here comes Wally Dallenbach, the race leader. Now, Wally had not pitted since lap 82. So he has got a goodly distance right here. He came in also at lap 88. So he pitted at 82 and 88, and Matt Yoakum's in again.
He was completely out of gas, Eli. Tony Burr rips off the tearaway on the windshield. Boy, heartbreak down here. They were hoping for the caution, and he came out one lap too late, and he's down and away. He stalls it, pushing him, still trying to get the car going. Boy, a tough break for Wally Dallenbach.
And there is a catch can.
Exactly what it is.
That has come off somebody's car as they left pit road. They brought the catch can with them. Left the catch can guy behind, which is good.
Yes. Oh, man, I tell you.
And now they're telling Tony Furr, the crew chief on Wally's car, that he was too quick entering pit road. He will have to start at the tail end of the longest line of traffic.
Papa Joe Hendricks there.
That's he in the baseball cap, and now you can see the rain that was in turn 3. Oh, it is really coming down here on the main straightaway now as the teams begin to cover up their pit box areas, and we are under caution. And poor old Bill Elliott.
He had engine trouble in practice as well. They pulled out one of the rocker studs and had to change an engine here on Friday morning, and this engine's not even going to get him to the pit road.
Under caution. Looks as though that fellow's been under caution for a while. We're back with more in a moment.
Duke, get down. It's my chair. Let's go. I'm not playing games.
Okay, here we go again.
Oh, Duke.
He's got him right where he wants it. Just a bit outside.
Hey, those dog obedience classes really paid off.
It's late, it's wet, and a flat tire puts you up against the wall. Wouldn't it be great if you could just drive to safety? Now you can with new Goodyear Aqua Steel Run Flat. Even with no air pressure, you can drive up to 50 miles at 55 miles per hour to safety. Aqua Steel Run Flat. Only from Goodyear.
We are back. Jerry Nadeau giving us a ride around the, again, rainy Pocono International Raceway. There's Todd Bodine, who gives us a lift as well. Bobby Labonte is the current race leader, and we ride with Bobby. You can't see his feet from this camera angle, but he is doing a rain dance. In all seriousness, he'd love to see the race finish, as everybody would. But it is raining now. The caution came out for those two reasons, when Bill Elliott apparently lost an engine over there in the corner in turn 1, and now the rain that's beginning to move across the racetrack. We kind of saw it coming. We were telling you that the ceiling was coming down and it was getting closer. It's not a heavy rain, but just enough to be one that will wet the racetrack. Last time we had this happen, earlier today, we had a 1 hour and 11-minute rain delay. Of course, we do have light of some substance until darn near 9 o'clock. So, you know, we're in no particular rush here to go anywhere. Bobby Labonte is. He'd like to take this victory and tuck it away for his first, to join his brother's 2 wins. By the way, Wally Dallenbach is 15th after his pit stop of a moment ago, and again went too quickly, said NASCAR, entering the pits. So he was having to be put back to the tail end of the longest line of traffic. This is what happened back at lap number 130. He woes down to come onto the pit road.
Watching him come in right now. You'll see a white line in just a second. That's where you have to be 55 miles an hour. You see he's carrying a pretty good bit of speed right there when he comes in.
So the crew went to work right there. But the call was made by NASCAR. And here comes Wally again. So Wally is coming in again at lap number 133. They'll go to work again with all sorts of time here as we are under caution. And the rain still falls, albeit lightly, here at Pocono. That's the leader, Bobby Labonte. You're live on TNN Motorsports.
Some people say clear coat cars don't need wax. Clear coat's thinner than the piece of paper. So what protects the clear coat? New Turtle Wax Emerald Series car wax.
Waxing with Emerald Series puts on 4 times the Carnauba wax as the #1 brand, with no powdery residue.
Do your best wax job ever. Turtle Wax Emerald Series.
Emerald Series is the best hard shell finish. Turtle Wax.
And come down hard on grease with new Turtle Wax Purple Muscle Heavy Duty Cleaner.
Red Dog Rules for Living, number 27. Never, ever bite the hand that serves you. That's a good boy.
At Pet Boys, get hitches from $29.99. No matter what you tow, we can install everything. So get hitched today. Call 888-PET-HITCH. It's 300 laps of excitement from the Magic Mile. Find out who makes the competition disappear and who just goes up in smoke. Don't miss the Jiffy Lube 300, July 12th at 1 p.m. Eastern on TNN Motorsports. See big stars and their big videos when you turn on to CMT's Big Ticket. Tonight at 9, 8 Central.
Looking for something to put a little bounce back in your step? Well, step into the world of CMT Stone Country. Why, hello. Welcome. You'll come on in. Yeah, bless your heart. Now, y'all about ready for an hour of some real country music? Well, you've come to the right place. Woo! CMT Stone Country sure is the right place. Especially if y'all like the traditional sound of pure country. Now you got it. CMT Stone Country. Sunday night at 8, 7 Central.
The new CMT Request Line, the show where you pick the stars.
Terry Clark.
You dedicate the songs. To make a request, point your browser to country.com. Turn on to the CMT Request Line.
Back with you at Pocono International Raceway as part of the 50th anniversary celebration of NASCAR. Hey, folks, quick reminder that coming up is one of the most anticipated races of the year, the Pepsi 400 at Daytona, under the lights. And you can certainly find out what it's going to take to win the big Pepsi 400 at the World Center of Racing. TNN Motorsports will have a very special Pepsi 400 preview Friday night, July 3rd, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It will be right here on TNN Motorsports. So you check it out. It should be a special. Jeff Gordon, come back. Jeff Gordon fans making their way through the infield. By the way, those of you who are tuning in right now to see Steve Evans, Bob Fry, and the gang on NHRA Today, this race here obviously going well long because of the extended rain delay and some of the extended cautions that we've had. So we apologize to those of you who follow the NHRA Winston drag racing scene. But NHRA Today right now being bumped aside for our continuing live coverage of the Pocono 500 here at Pocono International Raceway.
Eli, as you can very well see right there, there's dry parts of the racetrack, and they did leave the cars out here. You can see the groove right there is not shiny from rain, so we ought to be able to get back under green pretty quick if the rain will stay away just a little while.
Yeah, really haven't lost the track at all. Bobby Labonte is due to pit now. Remember, it's because of circulating here. Here comes Bobby right now.
Now that's painful to have to come out of the lead under caution while it's raining, but
he pitted at lap 88. We're now at 134, so he's about run that tank dry. See his RPMs right there.
55 is the speed limit. You can see he's well under that, about 50 miles an hour. He's on the brake now. He's going into his pits.
And Glenn Jarrett is there.
Here we are, guys. I had come up and checked with Jimmy Makar, the crew chief, to see exactly when Bobby would come in. He said around lap 134, 35, 36. He wasn't sure, but they were going to stretch it as long as they could. He told me the absolute truth. Of course, Jimmy's my brother-in-law. I didn't expect him to tell me an untruth. I can make him eat stuff at a family dinner he didn't want to eat, and something like that happened. But they were praying that they would get a red flag condition. Maybe the rains would come on. But it has pretty much stopped raining out here on the front stretch now. So I think we're going to see Chad Little in maybe in the next lap or so also, because I believe we may get to go back to green flag racing before too long.
And Chad is currently the race leader. He is the only fella not yet to have pitted in this sequence, the John Deere Ford for Jack Roush's operation. Once Chad comes in, it will cycle us back around to the former race leader, Jeremy Mayfield.
This is really risky for Chad. If he runs out of gas here, he's just plain cooked. I mean, there's no way he's going to coast to the pit at this kind of a speed.
Got to take your chances.
He is.
We continue under caution. A light rain falling here at Pocono. We're back with more on TNN Motorsports right after this.
A lot of folks in Johnson City, Tennessee will tell you when you need a part for your car, go to AutoZone. The parts are top quality, the prices are low, and the people are helpful, like Gary Jennings. You see, when it comes to auto parts, folks will tell you Gary really knows his stuff. Oh, sure, they know there are other parts stores in town, but when it comes to getting the right part, the right price, and good advice from folks like Gary, there's just no place better than AutoZone.
Mobil 1 synthetic motor oil. Even at 35 degrees below zero, nothing outperforms Mobil 1.
Great. That tuna.
These AC Delco parts are about the most dependable you can buy. They should really help improve your performance.
Come on, they're all the same. I'll take some out of this bushel basket.
Okay.
AC Delco. No matter what you drive, if you're not asking for it, you're asking for it.
If you ask us, it just tastes better.
We are back. You are riding with Chad Little, who has just made his pit stop at lap number 135. So he will hand the lead back to Jeremy Mayfield. Got to be neater than that when you drink.
A sloppy drink of water, wouldn't it?
That's what happens when it's hot in a race car and you want to wash your face a little bit. You just go ahead and just pour it right in your face.
It's been a longer day, too. Granted, we've had the hour-and-a-quarter delay because of rain, but it's been a lengthy afternoon. And Dale Jarrett was back in moments ago. So, Glenn, if nothing else, he's back on the same pitting sequence with everybody else now.
Yeah, Eli, that's what they had to do. They had it figured with the mileage that they were getting, or maybe I should say not getting, that they were going to come up a couple of laps short on one more stop. So he came in and topped off. His teammate Kenny Irwin did as well as a couple of other cars. Came in and topped off. So now they can make it on one more stop. The rain, as I said, has pretty much subsided. So and NASCAR's given 2 laps to go to green. That's what I'm seeing down here right now. Yep, everybody's holding up 2 fingers. So he's given up a lot of track position, but at least he bought himself into the game with the rest of the guys that he can make it on one more pit stop.
So the field gets the 2 to go signal now as they come to the start-finish line. We're at lap 137. Just joining us, this race began on schedule We had a caution at lap 6 with Ken Schrader in the wall. Joe Nemechek had a problem, which then led to a lengthy delay for a red flag because of rain. Then Ricky Rudd lost an engine. Ernie Irvan stopped on the track with clutch problems. He, by the way, has just returned. If you're an Ernie Irvan fan, he's back on the track 52 laps down. Then Bill Elliott lost an engine, and rain fell yet again. So hence we are only at lap 137 of 200, still live here on TNN Motorsports. Glad you're tuned in. Eli Gold, Buddy Baker, Dick Berggren, Glenn Jarrett, Steve Burns, and Matt Yoakum. We're about a lap and a half away from resuming green flag racing. We'll have it in a moment.
Duralube Advanced Engine Treatment protects your car's motor like no other product can. Sure, there are imitators. Hey, we're flattered by it. But remember, when it comes to protecting your car's engine, independent tests prove nothing compares to Duralube. Duralube, tomorrow's technology today. Duralube, imitated but never duplicated.
Scott's is a name you can trust. They've been around for years. Now they've got mowers.
You can get a multi-mower, you can get a rear bagger, you can get a side discharge.
You're going to have an easy pull start. All you got to do is push the button once, pull it.
Power propelled, you know, you're going to stand behind one and the mower just goes. All you got to do is hold it and just walk for a while.
Then from there, you can go all the way up to the tractors.
The front end is a solid cast iron piece of material.
You have a great cup holder back here to drink soda while you're lawn mowing here.
They are a beautiful color, just like Home Depot orange.
Grady & Son make the sweetest steaks around, the Gazette. Grady & Son's marinade gives their steaks zing, the Gazette. Grady & Son cherish the secret to their tangy marinade, the Gazette.
Our secret is A1 sweet and tangy.
Grady and daughter make the sweetest steaks around, the Gazette. The secret to great steak isn't just for great steakhouses anymore. A1, a marinade, a seasoning, a 136-year-old secret.
1, 2, 3, 5.
It's gonna be Eagle One A to Z all-wheel cleaner. Spray on, hose off, towel dry. Easy as 1, 2, 3.
Eagle One A to Z. It's easy as 1, 2, 3.
It's the most dangerous 8 seconds on television. Hang on for Nile Bull Riding, part of the PBR Bud Light Cup Tour. Tonight, 9 Eastern on TNN.
Back with you here at Pocono. They have just put the light back on atop the safety car. Just too much wetness on the racetrack in the corners. Again, we've documented so many times today how it's been so tantalizing. It's raining in one end of the speedway, not the other. The drivers were concerned. Then this time by, the pace car said, yeah, we probably need to not be hasty here. And you see the lights are back on atop that Pontiac safety car. There's the race digest. Average speed, not spectacular. 118.672. The track record here for this event, 144. So
yeah, that's pretty safe.
Yeah, that likely will not be challenged here today.
I'll tell you what I understand about this. Maybe you guys can figure it out. It has not rained in turn 1 today. It has basically rained in that tunnel turn, and it has rained in turn 3.
Yeah.
But it's rained here, too. We've had some rain on pit road, but turn 1 has essentially been dry virtually all day. This is one of those isolated shower kinds of things.
Well, looks like they're going to try it again and give the field 1 to go one more time. And see if another lap will dry the track sufficiently. Meanwhile, Darrell Andrews has joined Steve Burns down on the pit lane.
And Eli, on the last pit stop for Jeremy Mayfield, we talked about all the experience on this race team. Darrell Andrews with me, won 4 championships with Junior Johnson. Darrell, you said you guys have really improved your pit stops, perhaps overlooked to this point this season.
Well, what we've done, we've been working out with all our pit stops and practicing twice a week, which all of the teams have had to improve their performance on pit road. Because the competition level is so great today that races are won and lost right here on pit road.
Okay, thanks, Dale. And also behind him, Barney Boyd, who won 2 championships with Richard Childress Racing, and, of course, driver Dale Earnhardt.
A lot of illustrious folks up and down the pit lane. Saw the legendary Henry Benfield. We talked a little bit yesterday. Of course, he's been around since they created the gas can, so it seems. No, Henry's a good guy. Yeah. Just kidding, Henry.
You know, to follow up on Steve Burns' report, asked Paul Andrews yesterday why he thought his team was doing so much better this year than last year. He pointed to that pit crew as one of the reasons they have lost nobody since 1997. They've worked together long enough now that they really, really give him terrific pit stops every time he comes in.
There you see the top 10. Jeremy Mayfield has completed the most laps of all drivers in 1998, and he has led 89 laps here today of the 139 that we have run thus far. Really been a magnificent season for Jeremy Mayfield.